Every megaproject begins with a drawing that looks clean. A line across water, a shell above a harbor, a tunnel beneath a city. On paper, the future seems simple. But once the first machine bites into the ground, the real monument begins to appear: the cost. This is the hidden story behind the world's largest promises. Not the famous photograph, not the ribbon cutting, but the years when concrete, politics, geology, and ambition turned an estimate into something almost unrecognizable. According to major studies of megaprojects, cost overruns are not rare accidents. They are a pattern. 9 out of 10 such projects have gone over budget. The strange part is that cities keep building them anyway. To understand why, you have to look at the moment before construction begins, when a nation sees only the dream. The project is not yet a debt. It is a promise: faster roads, cleaner cities, new icons, national pride, and a future that seems almost within reach. The estimate is the first illusion. It is small enough to be approved, precise enough to sound serious, and optimistic enough to survive politics. Then reality arrives in layers. Under the ground, rock is never as obedient as the report. Under the water, pressure does not care about the schedule. Inside a city, every pipe, tunnel, road, and hidden foundation can become a delay waiting to be discovered. And above ground, another force grows just as fast: public expectation. Once a megaproject becomes a symbol, canceling it can feel more expensive than continuing it. That is how a budget begins to feed itself. The Sydney Opera House began as one of the most beautiful promises of the 20th century. Its white sails would rise from the harbor like a new national emblem. But beauty came with geometry no one had fully solved. The first estimate was small compared with the final cost. The design competition had produced an icon before the engineers had finished understanding how to build it. The image was irresistible. The structure was unforgiving. As the shells evolved, the project changed shape. Drawings became revisions. Revisions became delays. Delays became political pressure. What had looked like a clean cultural miracle became a case study in the price of uncertainty. By the time the building opened in 1973, it had become both a masterpiece and a warning. The world saw the sails. Accountants saw the distance between the first promise and the final bill. This is the first rule of the billion-dollar trap. The more iconic the dream becomes, the harder it is to admit what the dream will actually cost. Then there is the Channel Tunnel, a different kind of impossible. Not a building above water, but a passage beneath one of the busiest seas in the world, linking Britain and France through miles of chalk, pressure, machines, and financial risk. The promise was historic. Trains moving beneath the English Channel, turning separation into connection. But beneath that promise lay a project where construction, testing, safety changes, and financing would push the final cost far beyond early expectations. A tunnel does not reveal all its secrets at once. It charges slowly in equipment, ventilation, fire safety, terminals, rail systems, and the enormous cost of correcting what optimism failed to see. The Channel Tunnel became a marvel of connection and a monument to underestimation. Its success was real. So was the financial strain behind it. That is the second rule. A megaproject can work technically and still wound its budget deeply. Success does not erase the overrun. It only makes the final story more complicated. In Boston, the Big Dig promised to bury an ugly elevated highway and heal the city above it. The idea was powerful: move traffic underground, reconnect neighborhoods, create space where concrete once cut through the urban fabric. But rebuilding a city while the city continues to breathe is one of the hardest forms of construction. Traffic cannot simply disappear. Utilities cannot be wished away. Every layer hides another layer. The Central Artery/Tunnel project became one of the most expensive highway projects in American history. It also became a symbol of how technical complexity, legal pressure, design changes, and time can turn infrastructure into a financial labyrinth. On the surface, the promise was cleaner movement. Beneath the surface, the cost kept moving too. A megaproject is never only concrete. It is contracts, schedules, lawsuits, political careers, safety standards, debt, public patience, and the fear of stopping after too much has already been spent. This is the third rule. Once a project becomes too big to fail, it can also become too big to control. The pattern repeats because the incentives repeat. Early estimates often reward optimism. A cheaper number wins attention, survives debate, and makes the first approval easier. But the future does not stay inside the first number. Inflation rises. Materials change. Design standards evolve. Safety rules become stricter. Political leaders change. The public asks for more. The site answers with problems no presentation could contain. Every delay has a cost. A machine that stops still costs money. A crew waiting for a decision still costs money. A tunnel flooded by uncertainty still costs money. The longer the project lasts, the more the world around it changes. What began in one economy may finish in another. What began under one government may survive 3 more. The project becomes a moving target. This is why megaprojects are often described with the same harsh rhythm, over budget, over time, over and over again. Yet these projects continue because they offer something smaller works cannot: the feeling of a before and after. A skyline changes. A city reconnects. A continent moves closer. A harbor gains an icon. That emotional power is not fake. It is part of why megaprojects matter. The danger begins when emotion is used to hide risk. Aesthetic ambition can be noble. Technological ambition can change history. Political ambition can mobilize resources. But when all three combine without discipline, the budget becomes the weakest wall. The Sydney Opera House shows the price of building an icon before the method is fully settled. The Channel Tunnel shows the price of connecting nations through an environment that cannot be simplified. The Big Dig shows the price of performing surgery on a living city. Together, they reveal a hidden architecture, not of stone, steel, or concrete, but of expectation. Expectation decides what the public will tolerate. It decides how much delay can be explained. It decides whether a problem becomes a scandal or simply another chapter in the legend. For the engineers, the challenge is physical. For the planners, it is statistical. For the public, it is emotional. For politicians, it is a race against time. For taxpayers and investors, it is the question nobody wants to ask too late. What else could this money have built? The answer is rarely simple. Some overruns produce lasting wonders. Others produce debt without glory. Many live somewhere between triumph and warning. This is why the story cannot be told as failure alone. The Opera House became beloved. The Channel Tunnel still carries trains. Boston reshaped part of its city. The monuments survived the numbers. But the numbers also survive the monuments. They remain as a second history, written in overruns, public reports, interest costs, revised contracts, and years that never returned. The deepest mystery of megaprojects is not that humans miscalculate. It is that we miscalculate in familiar ways, then call each new project different. Every generation believes its tools are better, its models are sharper, its managers are wiser. Its risks are understood. Then the ground opens, and the old pattern returns. The first number is often a story about hope. The final number is a story about reality. Between them lies the true documentary, the decisions made when the plan breaks. Do you simplify the design? Do you spend more to preserve the vision? Do you stop, knowing the unfinished structure may become a monument to waste? Or do you continue, hoping history will forgive the cost? These questions are why megaprojects feel ancient, even when they are modern. Pyramids, cathedrals, canals, railways, tunnels, and airports all ask the same thing. How much should the future cost? The answer changes with every era, but the temptation does not. We want the impossible. We want it finished. We want it cheaper than it can be. That desire can build wonders. It can also build traps. The billion-dollar trap is not a single corrupt decision or a single bad estimate. It is the accumulation of small, optimistic choices, each one defensible, until the total becomes impossible to ignore. A changed beam, a deeper foundation, a safer tunnel door, a delayed machine, a lawsuit, a new standard, a political promise. One by one, the project grows. And when it is finally complete, the public sees the finished form, not the 1,000 compromises buried inside it. That is what the Golden Atlas looks for, the hidden story behind the visible wonder. Because every great structure has two maps. One shows where it stands, the other shows what it consumed to get there. The impossible megaprojects that devoured their budgets did not only change skylines and cities. They changed the way we think about ambition itself. They remind us that progress is not weightless. It has foundations, it has delays, it has debts, it has beauty, and sometimes its final cost is the secret carved deepest into the monument. So the next time a city promises the project that will change everything, look beyond the rendering. Look beneath the stone, the steel, the water, and the applause. Somewhere inside the first estimate, the second monument may already be growing. And the question is not only whether the world can build the impossible, it is whether it can survive the price.